Well, what I commit to is that we will respect the outcome on October 14, and I believe that the country's going to vote no. That's my strong advice to people, to not trust this Prime Minister. I don't think you can trust him. And I think now he's out at the 11th hour saying that he wants a bipartisan committee. There was a bipartisan committee. The bipartisan committee made recommendations. The Prime Minister didn't listen to one word of it. He didn't amend anything off the back of that committee. So why would you trust him now? And I think millions of Australians at the moment are shaking their head at this Prime Minister because he's just not been honest with them.
There are concerns that if this referendum doesn't pass, there'll be a further divide between non-Indigenous Australians and Indigenous Australians. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's entirely predictable and totally regrettable. We've been advising the Prime Minister for months not to go ahead with this referendum. The question that should be put to the Australian people is, do you support recognition of Indigenous Australians in the Constitution? I think there'd be 80% support. It would be a unifying moment. But we have pleaded with the Prime Minister not to go down this divisive path. And the Prime Minister, I think, for his own political purposes, saw that there would be a wedge in this against the coalition, or thought that, you know, he could, through some tricky manoeuvre, not give the detail, and that people would just vote for it on the vibe. Australians won't. And all of the analysis, I read commentators from the left and right publishing over the course of the weekend, they miss, most of them, this vital point. It's turned from 60% support to 40% support because the Prime Minister won't give the detail. It's as simple as that. There are Labor voters now in increasing numbers who are turning against the advice of their own leader. And when you get that situation, yes, it does divide Australians. So our job after October 14, when I hope the voice is voted down, will be to help unite the country, because at the moment the Prime Minister is taking our country on a divisive path. He's not giving the detail, which is a deliberate strategy, and I think Australians at the moment are saying, well, why isn't the Prime Minister more concerned with the issues and the priorities of my family, of my small business? Why is he obsessed with the voice? And why have they had two budgets now where they've made decisions that have made it harder for Australians?
If the referendum is successful, will your party support future legislation?
Well, I've been clear that we will respect the view of the Australian people if they're voting yes at the election. I hope that they vote no, and I believe that the no campaign will win in the end because of the support of literally millions and millions of Australians who just don't have the detail to make an informed judgment. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peter Dutton there, a lot of talk about the voice, and he's adamant it hasn't been explained properly and there's no clear outlining of why it will make a positive difference.